Yeah, we all had this album when we were kids, and I think I was about 12 years old. And Ziggy played guitar, I'm a starman. Everybody knows about the Starman, Ziggy Stardust. Well, David Bowie, he managed to recreate himself on every album, and each album he just threw the old version away, even if they were highly successful. So today we're going to learn about the visionary, the genius, the humble man, David Bowie. And David Bowie was born in 1947. He was born as David Robert Hayward Jones. Should I do that again? David Robert Hayward Jones in London, a place called Brixton. Yeah, and did you know in 1947 they barely even had rock and roll? Well, Bowie, in 1962, that's when he formed his own band. Let's do some math. 47, 57, well, 67, he was only 15 years old in 62. His first band had a corny name. It was called with a K, the Conrads. Ladies and gentlemen, the Conrads. I'm sorry, that's really nerdy, Bowie. But it's okay because later he turned into the opposite of nerdy. Totally cool. Everybody had a little Doggy Stardust doll too. Here's mine. When I was young, I had a Doggy Stardust. Did you know that David Bowie, when he was young, he had a little dog too, and his name was called Doggy Stardust. And he wore a little eye patch because he got into a fight with all of the other dogs. And one day, he named himself Ziggy Stardust after that dog. What are you talking about? That part's true. Yeah, it's true. And 1966, well, that's when he threw away his old name, Davy Jones, because there was already another Davy Jones in the band called the Monkees, and he wanted to be different. So he chose a name called David Bowie, after a Bowie knife. Bowie is a kind of a knife. In 1967, which was the Summer of Love, it was also when the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band came out from the Beatles. Well, that's when his first album called Bowie came out. And you know what? It didn't do so. He had a whole different image back then, but it flopped like this. It didn't do so good. But in 69, that's when the world was ready for him. And he took over. He exploded. He did this song called A Space Oddity. Everybody knows it as the Major Tom song. Well, he released that as a single in 69, a few days right before the Apollo 11 launch. You know what that is? That's when man went to the moon. So, well, he did it at the perfect time. And you know what? He was right. It went to number 5. And Bowie was a star. Finally, a huge star. He got married the year after, 1970. And yeah, that 70 was a good year for him. That's when his other album came out called The Man Who Sold the World. He started getting heavier sounds and playing with his image and starting to look what they call androgynous, meaning a little boyish and a little girlish at the same time. 71 was even a better year because that's when he had his little baby. He married this lady, and then they had somebody called Zoe, but his real name of the boy was Duncan Zoe Hayward Jones. That's a nice name, I think. Yeah, Zoe Bowie. Wow, I wish my name was cool like Zoe Bowie. Well, 72 is my favorite Bowie year because that's the year he released his landmark record, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. It's what they call a concept album, and they didn't have so many of those back then. Now everybody thinks they can do it. It's where he decided he was somebody else. He became Ziggy and had a whole new identity and a new band and pretended he was this cool guy. And well, that made him not just a star, but a superstar. He became this guy. Go, you see that guy? Well, it's so cool. And everybody said, well, Now he's so huge and everything like that. What's he gonna do? Well, he invented himself again. He did an album called Young Americans with John Lennon, and then there was his song called Fame. And Fame would prove to be even bigger than the Space Oddity, which was the song that made him famous. You know why? Because Fame, which was co-written by John Lennon of the Beatles, it would become his first #1. It was a #1 single, and I remember it when Fame, Fame. It sounded a lot like James Brown. It was so funky and cool, and well, it was so, I can't explain how cool it is. Why don't we sit back and we'll watch David Bowie doing a version of Fame. Bang, bang, what you want is in the limo. Bang, 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 what you need is in the bang. Bang, bang, looking nothing hard to swallow. Bang, bang, put the things in a row. Bang, bang, you gotta pay your pay. Bang, bang, bang. This chain of certainty, the flame. Bang, bang. What's your name? 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 Bang, bang. Bang, bang. What you like is in the limo. Bang, bang. What you like is in the limo. Bang, bang. What you get is no tomorrow. Bang, bang, what you need to borrow. Bang, bang. Bang, get to the line to bring you down. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. What's your name? Alright, put your hands together. Do you ever wonder how Mr. David Bowie got his signature Ziggy Stardust eye patch? Yeah, well, here's the whole story. Check this out. You're gonna love this. Check it out. That was quite a show, wasn't it, Doggy Stardust? I'm pretty worn out from my show. Yeah, but good boy, good boy. You know something, Doggy Stardust? I need to get a new gimmick. This Ziggy thing is, well, it's cool, but I need something new. What can it be? Wait a minute. What's that you're wearing on your eye, Ziggy? Is that, wait a minute. Is that, an eye patch? Could I try your eye patch on, Doggy Stardust? Let me try it on for a minute. Just sort of like this. You know something? You might be onto something here. The old eye patch, but for fashion, not for a broken eye. It's just for fashion. Fashion, huh? I should write a song called Fashion sometime. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to go on stage wearing the eye patch now. Thanks, Doggy Stardust. You're a genius. Good boy. Good boy. David Bowie is the most famous for his Ziggy Stardust song. And I figured I should just shut up so you could have a little taste of him in his prime. Here's Mr. Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars live. That guitar player is called Mick Ronson. He was his side man. Check this out. Oh, wow.
Became a special man, and then we were singing band. Now Ziggy really sang, screwed up eyes and screwed on hairdo, like St. Patrick Japan. Oh, looking like smiling, ribbons and hair. I came on so loaded, man. Oh, well hung and so white tan. So where were the spiders? While the light tried to break our bones, just a bit like to guide us. So we raced about his hands and stood precious sweet hands.
David Bowie, he broke all the records. He broke one and then he broke another one. He's regarded as one of the most influential rock and rollers of our century, of a whole bunch of centuries, of the 1900s and the 2000s so far. He's acclaimed by all the critics and the musicians, particularly his innovative work during the 70s. He reinvented himself. His visual presentation and his stagecraft had a significant impact on music. Estimated at over 100 million records sold with his name on it over the world. 100 million, making him one of the best-selling music artists of all time. In UK, which is England and stuff, and like the stuff around England, he was awarded 10 platinum albums, 11 gold and 8 silver. And then guess what? He released 11 number one albums. 11 of them. In the US, he got 5 platinum, 9 gold. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Rolling Stone placed him on the list of the 100 greatest artists of all time. Named him the greatest rock star ever. Unfortunately, David died in 2016, and it's so sad that happened. But his music's still with us, and well, I have to say somebody else is here. We have a special guest star. The real Doggy Stardust is here. He's gonna say hello, and somebody else. A lady singer. Her name is Major Lady, and she specializes in singing David Bowie stuff.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Major Lady.
I'm Major Lady.
You're supposed to be the #1 David Bowie impersonator in the world. What got you so interested in singing David Bowie songs?
I was always obsessed since I was a kid, and I saw 3 times.
Oh, really? You know which one I like? You ever hear Heroes?
And look at my kite.
Oh my God, that's a Ziggy cake. Is that like Ziggy Stardust stuff?
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's a starry star thing. Well, are you from space? No, right? But my favorite song is Heroes, is this one. We can be heroes. It's true though, right? We can all be heroes. Just like you, Major Lady.
I can fly.
Oh my God, I can fly too. Oh, wait, what's going on? No, I didn't know we're going to fly in this episode.
I have a kite.
Can you make it stop? I don't think I like the flying.
I'll make it stop.
Wow. I don't like doing stunts and special effects and stuff. But I do have to say one thing. One song I really love besides Heroes. Do you think we could do that other song that I really like? It's called Ashes to Ashes. It's so cool and weird. And the video, he plays this cool clown guy who's on this spacey planet or something. Do you know that song, Ashes to Ashes? I love that one. You know, check this out. What I got on my phone. Look. Look at that. Look. In the MTV days when this video came out, it was considered a work of art. He's walking around with an old lady. There's an old lady there walking with him. And all these crazy characters. Well, because he's an artist. He likes to do cool, weird stuff like that.
Yeah, where's the lady?
Let's see if we could find the old lady. This is the part where he's in the room, a padded cell, where they put crazy people. He's got no money. Let's see the old lady. Is she there? And he talks a little bit about Major Tom, too. Yeah, this part. Here's the lady. Reaching all time. And the old lady is walking with the clown. That's got to be one of my favorite ones. You know what else I like? I like Let's Dance and I like Fashion. Who do you think we should play next?
We should play Lifestyle.
Yeah, you think we could call somebody in here? Maybe Doggy Stardust will make an appearance? Because I paid. Stardust is here! Doggy Stardust, do you think you could join us for this next song, a little dancing? Because it's called Let's Dance. You ready? Here we go. Let's dance, everybody.
This is like his best song.
Doggy Stardust was with David for his whole career, and he danced in this video. And it's hard to see him, but he's in this video dancing. It takes place in some Mexican diner or something. You remember this one? Yeah, Doggy Stardust is in there. That's him with the red. He just passed. You ready? You ready to dance? Come on, let's dance. You and me.
Let's dance. Hi, I want the iPad just for fashion. Just like...
Do you wear that because you have a broken eye?
No. I wear it just for fashion.
Wait. You wear that eye patch just for fashion? Just like David Bowie. That's so cool. My eye patches aren't sparkly. They just look like a Band-Aid. I'm not going to look cool like you. Everybody, thank you. And thank you, Major Lady, for joining us, the world's most famous David Bowie impersonator. And thank you, Doggy Stardust, the real Doggy. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is the best. I love this part. I just love David Bowie. Sometimes I go into my new voice and it's a little shaky like this. But my old voice is better.
I like the new voice.
This is Stevie Ray Vaughan on guitar. Check this part out. Listen. I love that part. It's so cool. Yeah. After Let's Dance, he had a few more songs, but I mean, not that many that I know. But he had the album called Black Star, which is really very successful. Right before he left this earth. Now, I'm hoping that when he left us, he went back up to that star planet where Ziggy comes from. You think he did?
Maybe.
I hope so. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us. I love this song. Everybody, see you. Thank you so much for joining us, Stardust Queen and everybody. We'll see you next time. The Tales from the Tour Bus.